Welcome to another episode of Know Your Health, and today we are exploring the health issues that are associated with belly fat in women over 50, with information from a free ebook by Linda and Vicky at Livy Wellness. What we're talking about is that stubborn belly fat that just seems to settle in after 50. It could feel like a losing battle sometimes, right? But what if I told you it's about way more than just how your genes fit?
Fit? It really is. What's fascinating here is that belly fat, especially the kind that creeps on during menopause, poses some serious health risks. It's like a silent threat that many women, aren't even aware of.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're diving into Beyond the Menopause Belly, a free ebook by Linda and Vicky from Livy Wellness. Okay, they focus on women's health over 50, and they really drive home the dangers of belly fat, because it's not widely connected by most women entering this stage of life.
They should, because we're not just talking about a little extra padding here. This is about visceral fat, the kind that wraps around your organs deep inside. It's a key player in inflammation, and it can increase the risk of some pretty scary conditions.
So it's not just a cosmetic issue. This is serious stuff. What kind of health risks are we talking about here?
Think heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and even certain cancers. And it doesn't stop there. Visceral fat has been linked to sleep problems, fatty liver disease, and even dementia.
Wow, that's eye-opening. You might not even see it, but that visceral fat nestled deep inside is setting the stage for some serious health challenges.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? Hormonal shifts during menopause, especially the decline in estrogen, play a huge role in where that fat ends up, which is usually around the belly.
So those hormonal changes are actually pushing fat towards women's bellies. No wonder it feels like an uphill battle for some.
Precisely. But the good news is Linda and Vicky offer some fantastic strategies for managing belly fat and reclaiming your health after 50. Okay. And you can find all of this in their free ebook, Beyond the Menopause Belly, at www.livywellness.com/au.
We'll definitely remind everyone about that. But first, let's debunk some of those diet myths that seem to circulate forever. What's the first myth we need to ditch?
The classic low-fat diet. It might seem counterintuitive, but for women over 50, slashing fat can backfire.
Hold on. Why would a low-fat diet be a bad idea? Isn't that what we were all told to do?
Because healthy fats are actually essential for hormone production, especially as our bodies change after menopause. Plus, they're crucial for brain health and overall well-being.
It's like your body needs those good fats to keep everything running smoothly, right? What's another myth we should leave behind?
That all carbs are the enemy. Sure, refined man-made carbs and added sugars can wreak havoc and are a big contributor to belly fat, but complex carbs from fruits, veggies, and some whole grains, those are our friends. They provide energy and fiber, which is so important for digestion and keeping us feeling full.
Okay, so we need healthy fats, the right kind of carbs. What about calorie counting? Isn't that the golden rule of weight loss?
It's not that simple. It's more about the quality and nutrients of the calories, not just the quantity. Think nutrient-dense foods that nourish your body rather than just focusing on restricting calories. Think of it this way. You could eat 100 calories of cookies or 100 calories of broccoli, but those are vastly different fuel sources for your body, and one can store fat and the other will burn it.
So ditch the calculator and focus on packing in the good stuff. Makes sense. What about that age-old advice to just hop on the scale every day?
In Linda and Vicky's ebook, they actually suggest using your clothing fit as a better indicator of progress than the scale, especially during menopause when hormones are fluctuating. The scales can lie and don't always give you a true indication of fat versus muscles and can do your mind in. So ditch the scales.
I love that. It's about how we feel in our clothes, not just a number on a scale. And it probably helps with feeling defeated, especially on those days when the number isn't budging. Now let's talk about sugar.
Sugar. It's lurking everywhere. And the sneaky part is our bodies can't distinguish between natural sugars from fruit and the processed sugars added to so many foods. It all gets treated the same way. And excess sugar can turn to that dreaded belly fat.
So even if it's from a healthy source, too much sugar is still too much sugar.
Exactly. And those processed carbs, they break down into sugar quickly in our bodies. It's like a sugar rush waiting to happen. And that's why what you eat first thing in the morning can have such a big impact on your entire day. Linda and Vicky talk about becoming a fat burner rather than a sugar burner.
Now that sounds intriguing. How do we make that shift?
It all comes down to setting the right metabolic tone. That first meal can either set you up for stable blood sugar and fat burning, or send you on a blood sugar roller coaster, making you crave more sugar and ultimately store more belly fat.
So what should that first meal look like? Should we be skipping breakfast altogether?
No, it doesn't matter what time you have breakfast. Breaking your fast right. What matters is you break your fast with natural whole foods. Talking about fasting, intermittent fasting can be a powerful tool for some, but it's important to ease into it, especially for women over 50. They encourage you to start with a 12-hour fast. That is, eat nothing from after dinner till the next morning. So say you finish dinner at 7 p.m., you would eat your first meal at 7 a.m. And you can progress from there, and the great thing about adding intermittent fasting is that it helps you become a fat burner instead of a sugar burner. Good, right?
Okay, so starting with a 12-hour fast seems the way to go. What are some other ways to set ourselves up for success with that first meal?
Think protein and healthy fats. A breakfast that includes eggs, avocado, nuts, or even a protein smoothie can help keep blood sugar stable and keep those sugar cravings at bay.
That makes sense. It's about fueling our bodies with the right stuff, not just depriving ourselves.
Exactly. And Linda and Vicky really emphasize that it's not just about what we eat. There are so many other lifestyle factors that contribute to belly fat and overall health.
I was just going to ask about that. I feel like it's got to be more than just diet, right?
Absolutely. They talk about sleep, stress management, and even connecting with nature. It's all interconnected.
Those are all things we hear about. But how do they specifically tie into belly fat?
Well, for example, when we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, which is a hormone that can actually encourage belly fat storage, and lack of sleep. It messes with our hunger hormones, making us more likely to crave sugary, fatty foods.
So that late-night ice cream craving isn't just a lack of willpower, it's actually our hormones talking.
Exactly. And getting out in nature. It can do wonders for reducing stress and boosting our mood, which can have a ripple effect on our food choices and overall well-being.
I love that perspective. It's not about being perfect, it's about creating a lifestyle that supports us. Speaking of support, they also touch on mindful breathing. How does something as simple as breathing help with something as complex as stress and belly fat?
It's actually pretty amazing. When we practice mindful breathing, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our body's rest and digest mode. This helps counteract that stress response and those surging cortisol levels. It's like a mini vacation for your nervous system.
I'm definitely going to be incorporating more mindful breathing into my day. It sounds like a powerful tool for managing stress and ultimately belly fat. What about exercise? I have to admit, the thought of intense workouts after 50 isn't exactly appealing.
You know what? It doesn't have to be intense. The key is to find movement that you enjoy and that supports your body's changing needs.
So no need to punish ourselves at the gym.
Not at all. Walking, yoga, swimming, Pilates, these are all fantastic options for maintaining strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular health.
I like the sound of that. It's about finding activities that make us feel good, not dread going to the gym. Did Linda and Vicky talk about any other lifestyle factors that we might not be aware of?
They did. They touched on the impact of EMFs, which are electromagnetic fields from electronics.
EMFs. Is that something we should be worried about? I have to admit, I don't know much about them.
It's worth considering. EMFs can interfere with our sleep and contribute to stress, both of which, as we've talked about, can impact belly fat.
So too much screen time before bed could actually be sabotaging our efforts.
It's a possibility. They suggest creating tech-free zones in our homes and being mindful of our exposure to electronics.
Okay, that's a good reminder to unplug and unwind. It seems like there are so many little things we can do that can add up to big changes. And remember, you can find all this and more in their free ebook, Beyond Menopause Belly, which you can download right now at www.livywellness.com.au.
Now, they also highlight a factor that often gets overlooked when we talk about health: community.
Community. How does that tie into managing belly fat and health after 50?
Well, research has actually shown that loneliness can be detrimental to our health, both physically and mentally. Having a supportive community, a network of people we can connect with, can make a huge difference in our overall well-being.
That makes sense. It's about feeling supported and understood, not feeling like we're going through this alone.
Exactly. And Livy Wellness actually offers weekly support Zoom meetings as part of their program. It's a way for women to connect, share their experiences, and encourage each other on their health journeys.
That's fantastic. It's like having a cheerleading squad for your well-being. Did Linda and Vicky share any real-life stories of women who have found success with this approach?
They do. One that stands out is a woman who not only managed her belly fat, but also saw improvements in her anxiety and joint pain after implementing Livy Wellness's principles.
It's amazing how everything is connected, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's not just about the number on the scale, it's about how we feel overall. What about other success stories?
There's another woman who had struggled with traditional dieting for years, but finally found success through a more holistic approach. And another who was already fit, but started gaining weight during menopause despite regular exercise. Livy Wellness helped her pinpoint the missing pieces and get back on track.
It's so encouraging to hear those real-life transformations. It makes it feel possible, Like,
Yeah.
if she can do it, I can too.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about striving for perfection. It's about making sustainable changes that nourish our bodies and minds. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one takeaway you want our listeners to remember about managing belly fat and health after 50?
It's never too late to prioritize your health and well-being. You have the power to make choices that support a vibrant and fulfilling life, no matter your age.
That is so empowering. It's about taking ownership of our health and creating a life we love.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Livy Wellness is there to support you every step of the way.
So to our listener, if you're ready to ditch the belly fat, boost your energy, and embrace a healthier, happier you, take that first step today. Download the free ebook, explore the Livy Wellness website, and start your journey to a more vibrant life after 50.
You deserve to feel amazing.
Absolutely. And that's it for today's Know Your Health. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration into the world of knowledge and insights. Take care.